Hello everyone, it's me, R3D2, and we're back for a new video. This video I'm going to be showing you guys how to add a basic space hero to Star Wars Empire at War Forces of Corruption. Now, this tutorial will work for Empire at War 2, but make sure that you have the correct files. Now, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to add a basic space hero, which is going to be Colonel Yularen for the ISB on the Resolute Star Destroyer, but this will, like I said, will work for Empire at War 2, and you can do this for other heroes too. So, before we get started, make sure you have these programs and files on your computer. Notepad++. Well, you can use other text editors, but I highly recommend Notepad++. You need Paint.net. You need the DAT editor, the MTD editor, the Meg editor, the MT command bar, both the TGA and the MTD, the master text file for Empire at War or Forces of Corruption, to whichever one you're making a mod for, and the XML files for the game. I'll leave the download links in the description, but there are no download links for these three files because you have to find this in the text folder of Forces of Corruption. I'll show you that in a minute, and you have to extract these out of Forces of Corruption with the Meg editor, which I'll show you how to do. Okay, so basically for the Meg editor to extract these two files, what you have to do is you have to open the Meg editor, which I'll leave download links to these in the description, like I said. So you have to open the Meg editor once it opens. Sorry, just take a second for it to open. So the Meg editor, once it opens, you navigate to the files here, and then you open the Meg file that contains the textures, which it will open in a second. And then as for the master text file, you find it by going to, okay, here it is. So I can close this one. I don't need this one. I just need this one. Okay, so you click File and click Open. And when it opens up, oh my gosh, when it opens, you go to Windows. I'm using the disk version, so this is where I'm gonna find it. But but for the Steam version, basically you just navigate to the file directory in your Steam directory. Anyway, so program files, x86 for disk, LucasArts, Empire at War. I made these. These are just stuff I did. You find these. You go in Forces of Corruption, then you click Data, and then you go down these. These are your Meg files. You find the texture Meg file, then you open it, and then it will open this huge thing. Now you scroll down to the M section. Here we go. M textures. Oh, there's an underscore before it, so that's not it. You scroll down to MT. Here we go. MT command bar and MTD and TGA. DA. Now, then you click File, you click Edit, and then you click Extract Files, and you extract it to wherever you want them to. But I already extracted them, so we don't have to do that. Now, to get the master text file, you go to Open File Location, click Data, Text, and then you just copy it. So yeah, that's how you get the files. This you actually have to download. You don't have to. You can use the Meg editor to extract them the same way you did these, but it's much quicker just to download them. Okay, so now we create a new folder and call it, let's just call it mod. We're just going to call it mod. Mod T for tutorial, mod tutorial. Okay, you open it and you create a new folder inside of it and call that folder data or data. It doesn't matter, however you pronounce it. Then you drag the XML into it. You create a new folder and call it text. Then another one and you call it art. This is the basic file structure most Empire at War mods will use, but that's not really important right now. And then text, you drag the master text file into the text folder, and then you drag the MT command bar files into the art folder. No, okay. So then you got to create a new one in here and call it textures. Textures, and then you put them in the textures folder. Okay. Now the basic file structure is finished. You go to data and then XML. XML. Now you have to have Notepad++ to edit XML files. I'm pretty sure, so you need to get that. Although I don't think so, but XML it works with Notepad++ pretty well. So you have to scroll down to unique units, to the unique units XML. Once you find it, here we go, unique units. Okay, so when it opens, you have to find, here we go, Accuser Star Destroyers by Captain Firms Piet. Okay, so basically you're just going to copy this whole thing. You're just going to copy everything about Piet and, okay, don't do that. Piet, just copy it. You just copy that. Okay, wait. Okay, so you copy it. You have to have it copied, but not yet. So, if you see these files here, units hero, you need to create. Okay, so so you got to copy this actually, and then click paste. Then it just works for anything. You just got to rename it. So, units hero empire instead of Thrawn, you make it Ularen. Now, this works for anything. Remember, this is just the tutorial, this specific tutorial. Now, once you're here, you just delete all of everything that's in here except for the last bit. Like you don't delete this here. You don't delete this. You just delete all of that and then leave a mark here. Then kernel you kernel Ularen data. Then you just rename both of these kernel Ularen data. Okay, so we've done that. Now you go back to this other one, the unique units, and then copy this again, copy Piet, and then paste it right here. You scroll up all the way to the top, and then accuser, okay, accuser, oh, loot. Resolute Star Destroyer is used by Ularen during space battles. Okay, so, and basically you just do that the whole way through. Accuser, replace it with as o loot. I spelled that wrong. Didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay, so variant of existing type, generic Star Destroyer, yes. Strong against, you leave that. I button, now the icon. So now we change the icon. So you remember that file I made a little while ago? The textures, art, and then textures. MT command bar, this is where this comes in. Now we need an icon. So this is actually pretty easy. When you find it, you gotta find an icon on, you can find it on the internet or wherever. Just make sure you don't use something that's copyrighted because you don't want to get sued, especially if you like distribute this mod. So let's just say, let's just gonna search kernel Ularen Star Wars. Okay, kernel Ularen Star Wars. Okay, we go to images. Okay, so just find an image that isn't copyrighted, like this. This is the original A New Hope. He was actually in A New Hope. He didn't have a speaking part, but he was in A New Hope. So then you basically just click Save Image As. Now you can save the image as as anything, but for convenience purposes, it's best to name it I button Ularen. Ularen. I button Ularen. Save. Okay, so now that we have, oh, oh, sorry, it's still downloading. Okay, so we, okay, so now we have that, and we drag that to the desktop. Now you can close this, close browser. Okay, and you can close downloads. Okay, so now that we have that, this is where where Paint.net comes into play. You open Paint.net, and once you've opened it, you drag this into it. You open this. Now, most people think I could just use regular paint, right? No. The answer is no, and the reason for that is going to come in a second. So, you just open. Okay. So, now you click eraser and you just erase everything but his face. Or you can do whatever you want, really, but oh, eraser. I don't know why it didn't erase. Okay, let's make it a bigger brush. Okay, so you basically just erase everything but his face. You can do something else if you want to, like we can just do the shoulders if you want to, but that's pretty much what you do. Like, you know, like the face icons in the game, that's what we're trying to make here. You're making the icon. So, got to turn it down a little bit to get in there. Okay, 50, that should work. Okay. Anyway, basically, once you've erased everything around him, you just have his face. You click image, resize, and you resize it to very specifically 48 pixels, because that's the size of all the icon files in the game, all the main like ship icon files. Now, hit Control plus plus plus, and you zoom in. His face looks really glitchy right now because it's really really small. Then you click Select, and you drag a selection box around him, and then click this, and now you just move this down here and then make it bigger. Actually, we can probably make it bigger. We can make it bigger still. You just basically just make it as big as you can on this little box, and then if you zoom back out, it's much smaller. Okay, so click and then save as. You save it as I button Ularid, but you make it a TGA file. It has to be a TGA file. That's why you can't just use regular paint. You can make it clearer if you want to, but for the sake of this tutorial, for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to do it like this. Okay, so Ularin, now you go back to here in textures. You then drag this in here. You put it in here, but that's not all you do. This is where you have to use the MTD editor. In the MTD editor, you have to open it. You have to open it. Okay, so then you click File, Open. I was already working on a mod earlier today, so or earlier, not to necessarily today, earlier. Desktop, and then the mod tutorial, data, art, textures, empty command bar. Now you're gonna have to pick both of them. And now once it's opened, now you click File and then Insert Files, and then you put the file in there. There it is. So save. So now if you open the MT command bar, this is like where all the icons for the game are stored. You can look right there. Then the icon we created is right there. So that's basically how you do it. You have to insert it in there. Now that it's inserted, we got to go back to the XMLs. I button captain first piet.tga. Replace that with Ularin. Okay. So as you can see, guys, if you have not figured it out already, this tutorial is actually fairly simple. It's actually fairly simple to create an Empire War mod, especially the one this basic. It's just that it takes time. Now, this is where you need the DAT editor. So text ID SD accuser. You don't have to do this. You can just leave it the way it is. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to do it. Loot. Okay. So text unit SD. You can't just leave it like this. You got to copy this. Copy. Then back here. Open the DAT editor. Now, file, open, desktop, and mod tutorial, data, text. Now, you open that master text file, then click insert string. And you paste it there, resolute, and just put resolute star destroyer. Resolute star destroyer. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now you go back here, text tooltip. Now, text tooltip Ularin. Same thing. You just, not the same thing exactly, just the same process. Edit. Insert string. Paste. Ularin. This basically tells you a little about the character. So you can really just put whatever you want in here, but I'm going to describe it a little bit using something, just using a little bit I know. An admiral during the Clone Wars, during the Clone Wars, now a Now in the ISB Imperial Security Bureau. Security Bureau. Okay, that's pretty much all you have to put. You really don't have to put anything, just there. Admiral during the Clone Wars. So, here we go. Fleet Commander, ability countdown. You leave this the way it is. This is the icons. Tech level, you change the tech level. Now, I haven't figured out how to make them spawn naturally yet. So, basically, how I fix this is I go to tech level. We just make it tech level 1, I guess. You don't have to. You can make it any tech level you want, 1 through 5. There's no tech level 6 or above, so you have to make him buildable. Now, multiplayer, this is like the skirmish battle mode. So now that we have all this put in place, you have to add a bit more. So you have to go back to the XML files for the game and go to space units capital. Okay, so and then we scroll down to not generic Star Destroyer. We just scroll down to Star Destroyer. Okay, so tech level 4, that's already there. Hard points, space unit name, death clone. Yeah, so no, not there. Sorry. So, imperator.tga, that's the technology. So, there we go. So, tactical health, all of this, you really just required planets. Okay, so tech level 1. So under the tech level, okay, let's just go ahead and move this down a bit. So tech level 1. So under the tech level, as you can see, the tech level is here. Affiliations, Empire. It already has the affiliation. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. So you just copy affiliation, Empire, copy it, paste it there. So affiliation, Empire. So tech. Oh, it's supposed to go. You see what I'm saying, guys? This is not complicated. It's just time consuming. So tech level, affiliation, Empire, tech level. Now the tech level required timeline, and you just copy all of this. This level. Copy. Okay. So paste. Paste it there. So Empire tech level 1. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's make that tech level 4. You need a level 4 space station to build him. Now you can do it on Mon Calamari, Kuat, Fondor, Sullust, Hypori, or Mandalore, which is like the capital ship planets. Empire, the build cost in credits, AI combat power, build time in seconds. You get the idea. It's like basically all of his stats, like what it takes to get him. These are his like the units that he spawns, like the fighter squadron he deploys. You can change those if you want to. So okay, so now we change this. Colonel Yularen added to ship removed. Okay, so just change everything that says Piet to Yularen. 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 Okay. Yularen. Yularen. Jesus, I told you, time consuming. Yularen. Now, okay. Now, D resolute. Empire capital ship. Okay. Save. Then it's all finished. Now, that's just the XML file. There's a few more things you have to do. We're almost done. So, now you have to go to game object files. Excuse me. game object files. This is basically what tells the game to recognize what files it's telling it to recognize in terms of units. So let's just go ahead and this is like whenever it does like text like this, it's like um, so these symbols here, this basically means comment. It's not actually affecting the code, but I'm just gonna put it in there for just for the heck of it. Paste. No, not that. Control paste. Okay. Mod unit files. Okay. So now you can just copy this. Copy. And then you paste it right here. And then you remove everything but the XML. Now, file units hero empire ularn. Basically, what this is doing is telling the game to recognize this, to tell it to use that file. Then you save it. Okay, there's one more file we have to edit, and that's starbases. You have to go to starbases. So it's in the ST. There you go, starbases. Now go down to skirmish empire starbase 5. So you see here, Executor Superstar Destroyer. Comment design if you want to use the Executor like Darth Vader's Superstar Destroyer in. What the heck? Let's just go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, so now that's in. Okay, so Accuser, Odometer, those are the other Hero Star Destroyers. Now you add Resolute Star Destroyer. Okay, so then you save that. So that's pretty much it. In the game files, that's pretty much all you have to do. So just to review, you need data to create these folders. In art, you need to have textures. You need to have your icon edited in a TGA format with Paint.net, and then you have to use the MDT Editor to insert it into the command bar. Back here in text, you have to have the master text file and use the DAT editor to insert the little text here. And then XML, you need the Paint.net and not Paint.net, Notepad++ to edit the text files to add the games. So that's pretty much it. That's everything you have to do. But now we have to install the mod so you can actually use it in the game. To actually use it in the game, you have to take this, go to Forces of Corruption, open file location, and then open your mods folder, which I have a ton of mods here, and then you drag the folder you drag it into. Yes, it'll say this. Okay, yes. The one's there. Now, however you to launch the mod, you're going to have the Empire at War mod launcher, which I have here. Empire at War mod launcher, then you scroll down to the mod. We named it mod T, right? Then you click play mod to launch it. Now you can add a custom splash if you want to. That's completely up to you. But it's pretty much, yeah, it's completely up to you. Completely up to you. I'll pick up with you guys in a second. Anyway, guys, yeah, as you can see here, I'm on Kuwait. I'm at Tech Level 5, and I have a Level 4 space station. As you can see right here, Resolute Star Destroyer, Admiral during the Clone Wars. Now, yep.
Vehicle in production.
And then this thing, when this finishes building, he'll appear up here, like all these other heroes here. That's pretty much how it goes.
I see.
Removing
Construction
corruption.
complete.
That's pretty much how it works. It's very simple.
Corruption has been removed.
Thank you very much, and I don't need to know that. TIE Defenders is so cool.
Construction complete.
You can make him build instantly if you want to, or you can make him take a really long time. It's completely up to you. That's the cool thing. Now, once he gets here, go.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
As you can see, he's up here. Then, just for the heck of it.
Understood.
Tactical battle imminent.
Ready for your orders?
Let's show these dissidents who rules this galaxy. Remove their influence from the system by destroying all their defenses.
Enemy forces ahead.